So we're at the point here where Aeneas and the Sibyl have run into Anchises, and so Anchises is explaining kind of what the future of Rome is going to be like. And he actually starts off talking about alii, talking about the Greeks. And he says that others, the Greeks, will create breathing bronzes more gently. And this is a reference to the fact that the Greeks are going to be sculptors, and breathing bronzes are bronze, lifelike sculptures. And then this parenthetical, I believe indeed. And others will lead or create living faces from marble. So he's saying the Greeks are going to be artists. They will argue cases better. So they're going to be orators, or they're going to be lawyers or magistrates. And they will describe or set forth the wanderings of the sky with a radius, with something that will measure things. And then they will talk about, or they will name, the rising stars. So the Greeks are going to be focused on the arts, on education, on oratory. Now he turns to Aeneas, but also this is, remember, Virgil writing to the Romans. You, Roman, and this is the first time this word is actually used in the Aeneid, remember to rule the populations. And imperio here can be with power, but it can also be in anticipation of in an empire. Because remember, we're entering the Roman Empire, coming out of the Republic. And remember to impose a habit of peace. So a lot of people believe this is actually a genitive, although most texts still have it in the dative. So I think translating it as a genitive is fine. And then remember to spare the conquered, those that have been conquered, parcere takes the dative, and to defeat the arrogant. And then this parenthetical bit here is, these will be your arts or your skills. So whereas the Greeks are going to focus on the arts and education, astronomy, the Romans are going to focus on basically conquering the world. And then Anchises is going to focus on a particular person who is in the underworld. So thus Father Anchises spoke, add a dixit there. And then he adds these things to the marveling ones. So that's Aeneas and the Sibyl. So he adds these things. And aspice, look how, so there is a how. Marcellus, and I'll talk a little bit about who this is in a second, who is distinguished with respect to the rich spoils of war. Marcellus proceeds, and as a victor, he stands above, or looms above, or is better than all men. So Marcellus was a hero in the Second Punic War, which was 268 to 208. That's the one where the Hannibal crossed the Alps. And the spoliis opomis are a particular type of reward you would get as a general, killing the general of the enemy in battle. So Marcellus won these. He's actually only the third person who got these. The first one's Romulus. The second one's someone in the middle. I can't remember. So we're talking about a guy in the 3rd century BC, obviously in the future from the perspective of Anchises, in the past from the perspective of Virgil. So hic, this knight, and sometimes people say that, do this like he, although a knight. So he was a knight, he wasn't more upper class than that. He will protect the Roman state with a great crowd or uproar stirring around. So this is actually the reference to the fact that the Carthaginians and then also the Gauls who joined them came right to the door of Rome and almost overtook it. So Marcellus will protect the Roman Republic, even though there was all this chaos swirling around, and he will kill or lay low the Carthaginians and a rebel Gaul. So, and in fact, the general that he killed is one of the leaders of the Gauls. And then he will also hang his arms, and these are the spoliis oppimis, a third set of them, so because he was only the third who won it, having been captured from killing this German general, this Gallic general, and he will suspend them or hang them on a temple for Father Quirinus. So Quirinus is the deified representation of Romulus. I don't know why Poinos here is pink. It shouldn't be. It's just Phoenicians or Carthaginians.